Hey, it's Marty, the Meticulous Hack. Today I'm going to show you 2 ways to extend the life of your TV. Some people think TVs are disposable, that you got to just replace them, and maybe with smaller TVs, it's not worth getting them fixed. But if you have a big, expensive TV, it really is cost effective to just go ahead and get it repaired. Now, my friend owns a TV repair shop, and he's a great technician, and he told me that the 2 biggest reasons why TVs come in for repair. The first one is the LED strips will burn out. These have LED strips, and sometimes it's called a full array, where it has strips that illuminate the entire back of the screen, and sometimes they're edge lit and they point in and they're on strips, and they will burn out if you keep the intensity of them turned up too much. So the way you do that is you go into the settings of your TV. This is so super easy. Everybody should do this. The settings of your TV, you'll see a backlight control, not brightness, but backlight. And you turn that down to at least 60%. I have mine down to below 50%, and it looks better this way than it does with it brighter. The TVs that come right out of the store, right out of the box, they're often set at 90 or even 100%. Now, there's no reason to justify that unless your TV is always going to be on in like a bright sunlit room. But other than that, even still, 100%, it would probably be too much. So yeah, check your backlight setting and make sure it's down to 60%, and that will greatly extend the life of your LED strips. The number 2 reason why TVs need to be repaired is because something burns out on the motherboard or the power supply. And so how we're going to combat that is with fans. We're going to use more than one fan. We're going to daisy chain them together, and they're going to be whisper quiet. You're not going to hear a thing. These are going to be computer fans. We're not going to dig into the TV and cut holes. We're going to attach them right onto the back. You don't have to remove the TV from the wall as long as you have access to the back of it. And we're going to plug them right into the TV's USB port. I'm not going to plug mine in that way because I have a delicate motherboard in here. I had to send it out to get it fixed, and I don't want to tax mine any more than what it has to be, because I'll probably plug mine into an AC adapter and it'll be a big fiasco. But you know, that's the meticulous part. I can't, and I baby my electronics anyway, maybe a little too much, but they seem to last forever. All my stuff, you know, never really dies. But okay, so a regular USB port on your TV is rated at a 0.5 amp, 0.5 amps, and that will also handle 2.5 watts. A USB 3.0, if that's what you have on your TV, as indicated by the blue tab inside the port, those are rated at almost a whole amp, 900 milliamps, so it's 0.9 amps, and they will pull 4.5 watts. These fans that I have from a company called AC Infinity, they're rated at 0.12 amps, and they pull 1.1 watt. So the way that works out is on a regular USB port, you can plug in 2 fans, and on a USB 3.0 or higher, you can plug in 3 fans. And you're still going to have enough juice left to plug in your LED light strip that everybody has behind their TVs now. And that'll plug into one of the fans, because these fans have a USB female and male, and that's how they string together. You'll see. I pulled my TV off the wall to illustrate this better. You don't have to remove your TV. I'm shooting this from the top side of the TV. Here is one of the fans, and here is the bottom of the TV. These quiet fans are packaged really nicely. Here's a tie strap just in case you need it. A nicely printed instruction manual with a little warranty card made of really nice cardstock. And here's the 80mm fan. This is the on-off switch, which has 3 speeds, low, medium, high. And on this power cord we have a USB input, so we can daisy chain another fan into this. And then there's a USB end to be plugged into the power. There are soft rubber feet on each corner of both sides of the fan. Each is held on by its own screw. I'm going to remove all of them, and as you can see, there's a cover grill on each side. I'm going to use long screws to go from one side of the fan to the other. I'm putting the fan grills back on, which is totally unnecessary, but it figures it's something I would do. You'll probably need 1.5-inch screws to make it all the way through from one side to the other. These are sheet metal screws, but you can use whatever you want. Drywall screws will be fine. I'm lining up the holes on my TV vents to the screws. Notice my cord is coming out of the side where it will be connecting to the other fan. Your screws are probably not going to line up perfectly to these holes, but you'll get 1 or 2 screws in and that's enough. In my case, I'm getting all 4 in. Now I'm connecting this cord to the other fan. The gap that's at the bottom of this fan is going to prevent some of the air from going into the holes, so I'm going to drape a tape skirt around the bottom of the fan to close most of that off. And since I did this video, I put another piece of tape around it to make sure that gap was completely closed off. Here's my wall bracket for the TV, and here's my rat's nest of wires and connections. This rod across the top is going to be what this bracket on the back of the TV is going to clamp onto. And these bottom teeth will clamp around the bottom rod. As you can see, the bottom rod will be above and out of the way of the fans. And here's what it looks like once the TV is on the wall bracket. If you're using a TV stand, you don't have to worry about these brackets, of course. Here's the back of my TV from the other side, and here's the fan that will be plugged into the USB port. On mine, however, it's plugged into an AC smart plug that I control from my phone. That's just the way I set mine up because of my weird motherboard. That fan down there piggybacks off of this one, and I included a third one. See, these blow into the vent holes down here. They blow in and circulate air inside, and then out of the top of the TV, there is this vent here that is, I'd say, about 2.5 inches wide, and I bought a 40mm fan, half the size as the ones down there, the same brand, and it fits into this area perfectly. I could only get 1 screw in it, but that's fine. I put a tape skirt around it and it blows air out. So the hot air that floats out of this top vent normally is now being forced out by this little fan. But here's the quirk. Here's the control for this fan, and this little fan hooks into the fan down on the other end. So I've got all 3 of them plugged into this one fan that is supplying the power. I have to have this initial fan on high in order for this little one to work at all. The big one down there, it doesn't matter, it works no matter what, but it has to be on high for this little one to work, and once it does work, I can control the speed of it with this low, medium, and high switch just fine. But yeah, so that's a quirk. It doesn't really matter that this fan down here is on high because they're so quiet anyway. That little fan is located right here. I felt around for where most of the heat was coming out of that vent at the top, and that's where I placed that fan. I think that's very important. You can't see it when you watch TV, it's small enough. And the TV has been running for a couple of hours, and I left the fans on, and I'm feeling only hot air coming out from that fan. So it's not pushing out a huge volume of air, it's a small fan, but what air is coming out is really hot. So if you can lower the temperature by even a few degrees, I think that's significant. I mean, why would you do this? Why would you not? You know, Panasonic used to put fans in some of their TVs. They used to make some great products. I'm not sure what their TVs are like now, but I doubt that they put fans in them. This is a 75-inch, and there's plenty of room on my wall for a bigger TV. I'm going to do it with every set that I get. Thanks for watching this, and check out some of my other stuff. I'm also proud of a series that I made on Italian recipes. Marty, the pasta guy, is that channel. They're so good. They're so good. Thanks a lot.